Because I said, I can't do you anymore. I can't do it anymore. I just can't do you anymore. And he said, if you do this, it's going to be war. And I knew that. I knew he'd be like that. So I needed some help, and they didn't intervene. They didn't do anything. She was just there at the end of the phone. And helpful things like just get a bag ready. So I had an emergency bag by the door. I never felt like I was brave. I felt scared.
Catherine was somebody that called into our service, and I think one of the things that really struck me about Catherine's situation was the level of distress that she was experiencing. You know, if you've been told that you're responsible over a number of years, it's difficult kind of not to believe that. But usually by the time somebody picks the phone up and talks to ESDAS, often what they're looking for is some validation.
I remember feeling on the end of that phone, somebody is listening to me from a place of zero judgment.
It was die or live. We were all going down with that ship, and I chose to live.
I knew it on one level, but on that deeper level, I just did not want to admit to myself that there is something fundamentally wrong, because to do that would be to obliterate our family. But I knew when I spoke to the outreach worker at ESDAS that actually they see women like me all the time, but they come from a place of understanding.
So ESDAS covers Reigate and Banstead, Tandridge and Mole Valley, so that's one borough and 2 districts. And last year we dealt with about 18,000 calls. It's about 2,500 referrals that we get every year. So the volume is huge. If you're talking about 1 in 4 women experiencing domestic abuse, every single person will know somebody that either has or is currently experiencing domestic abuse. And that just keeps going up. So our referral rate increases year on year, as does our activity rate. So the mission of ESDAS really is about the relief of hardship caused by domestic abuse. We've got no agenda, we have no expectation, we just want to be the safe space for people.
On the first call with ESDAS, I think you can just expect a kind, reassuring voice. And you may be asked questions, you may be asked certain things to just check that you are safe, that you are doing okay, that you have maybe looked after yourself that day.
Domestic abuse survivors come in all shapes and forms and characters and personalities, and there isn't kind of one example of a typical survivor.
And actually, ESDAS held me at a time that I needed to be held.
We know things about criminal and civil law, about benefits, about housing, about children. There's no criteria for accessing our services. It's whether you are currently or have experienced domestic abuse, so that could be male or female, anybody from the LGBT plus community, children as well, because children are victims in their own right, so they might have been exposed to the domestic abuse and therefore they are experiencing it in the same way as adults in their household.
Are you going to let your children sit there and watch that and think that that is okay? Or is it your responsibility now to put an end to this?
So although our mission is to, relieve that hardship caused by domestic abuse, it's about being what someone needs to walk alongside somebody in the darkest moments of their life.
Sometimes I'd be on the phone for an hour, maybe longer, and she was just in my corner. Always in my corner.
About 75% of our volunteers have lived experience, so are survivors themselves. But those with lived experience bring a real another valuable angle. I think there's lots of barriers for people to pick up the phone. I think there's some very practical, real ones around how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to look after the kids? Is anyone going to believe me? What if English isn't your first language? Communication barriers. What if you've got insecure immigration status? Am I going to be deported if I seek help? That is terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Either you might still love the person that's harming you, or you want your children to still love them.
And most survivors of domestic abuse actually have a high level of empathy towards their perpetrator, so they worry about them. They worry about, if I take action, what will it mean for them?
And of course, when they work with us, we help them understand that pattern, that cyclical pattern of when they think you're getting maybe too strong, or then they'll be, either very abusive or really loving. So you don't take that step because they make you doubt yourself.
One of the most fundamental things that feels important to recognise in the way that ESDAS provides support is that it's very much at your own pace. You are supported at the time where you need.
We're ready when you're ready, in your own time. We respect how scared you must be. You can be anonymous if you need to. We can speak to a friend or family member, and it's up to you. You're in control of who you ask for help and when you ask for that help. There's no pressure. We just want to make sure that you know that help is available.
After they'd given so much in terms of just availability, safety, hearing me, believing me, knowing that I wasn't the same.
ESDAS has given me is that space for myself to regain and reclaim some of my own life back.
It won't be easy, and you have to be brave and courageous, but with support you can get there and have a better life. And we all deserve to have a life where we feel free to make choices without punishment and consequences.
Take your time. When you're ready, we're here.
Take your time. When you're ready, we're here.
Take your time. When you're ready, we're here.
Take your time. When you're ready, we're here.